Hi guys, today on Ask Alecia, we are tackling a question that actually we get very often on social media, students sending emails asking, even in the classroom. They ask this question: how long will I need to study for OET? So we're going to tackle that question today. The answer is it depends. So to do well in OET, to actually get that B or A, you need to have three things on lock. You need advanced English, that is on the CEFR, you need to be a B2 plus or a C1 minus at least. If you don't know what the CEFR is, no problem. You can Google it. It is everywhere. It's free. All the information is there. If, however, you're more familiar with IELTS, that is actually the equivalent of a 7.5 band on IELTS. So just so you know. The second thing you need is knowledge of the OET test paper. Just because you are a native English speaker doesn't mean that from today to tomorrow you can do OET and succeed. Okay? You do have to understand the layout, the pitfalls, the opportunities, and so on. The third thing is that ideally you should consistently get in your own studies 72 to 75% of the questions correct. In doing so, and that's a minimum, in doing so, you stand a better chance in the real test of doing well as well. So, with that being said, there are some guidelines on how long it takes to get from one level to the other with your language. And this again is based on the CEFR that I just mentioned before. And the CEFR has got like decades of research behind it. So, if you are a native speaker, that is your C2, the highest level, you're looking at about 40 hours. This is where you're doing the test in detail, step by step. You are understanding the approach and the skills that are being tested. You are interacting with a tutor, getting feedback, understanding where your weaknesses are and how to improve them. If, however, you're a little step lower and you are at that border for OET, which is a B2 plus, C1, you're looking about 60, 80 hours approximately. The extra 20, 40 hours, you'll be tackling those things like grammar, areas that have been giving you problems, especially higher grammar, expanding your vocabulary, increasing your reading speed and your listening technique, and maybe even your writing style. And if you are at a B2 level and below, however, you need to put in a little bit more work. You're looking at maybe even 100 hours or more of general English language learning, because at B2 plus and below level, you have got missing skills in things like basic vocabulary, basic grammar, definitely higher grammar, functional language like emphasizing and um, given language that shows doubt and so on. Listening and reading comprehension needs work. Okay. Once that is taken care of, then you can proceed to your OET preparation. But you may look at this and think, oh, but 100 hours, that's like 5 years away. Actually, no, it is not. With focus, concentration, and motivation, you could do 100 hours of focused language learning in 4 months, 6 months, and then get on to your OET. So the question is, how do you know where you are and what you need? Now, there are two ways you can tackle this. If you already know what your language level is, you can pop on over to our website, promedicalenglish.com/free OET materials. On that page, you will see there what the CEFR is, what the definition of each level is, and how many hours to get from one level to the next. If you don't know what level you are at or how you're performing, you have two choices. You can do a mock test, or you can do a pre-OET skills assessment test. This is a test that looks at how is your grammar, how is your vocabulary, how's your reading skills, how are your listening skills, and so on. If you go to our website at the URL you see there, promedicalenglish.com/OET preparation, you see both a mock test and a pre-OET skills assessment test. The mock test, of course, is a full mock test with detailed feedback. So 3.5 hours doing it, and then you allow us a couple of days to do your intensive feedback and send it back to you. Or you can do the pre-OET skills assessment, which is a quick 30-minute test that looks at your mini skills, grammar, vocabulary, and so on, as I mentioned. Okay, so that's it for now. See you next time.